Hello and welcome to the second game in our match against K that featured cards from the new Dominion expansion, Dominion Plunder. We have our trait on the kingdom first up, Patient. At the start of your cleanup phase, you may set aside Patient cards from your hand to play them at the start of your next turn. So it gets around Terminal Collision, or you could organize your actions differently if you want by being patient. The patient pile in the kingdom is the outpost, which is a little bit awkward, really. You would want something else. Anything else, honestly, would be better than a patient outpost. Maybe not duplicate, but it is what it is. It's randomly assigned. The second card that we have from the new expansion is Buried Treasure. This is a strong treasure. At the start of your next turn, +1 buy and +3 coin. Those are powerful effects. When you gain it, put it into play immediately. If it didn't have that clause when you gain this player, this would be terrible. But it's fine as is. It's a decent 5-cost card. Buried Treasure. Okay. So let's see the kingdom now. There aren't many actions in this kingdom. In fact, I would say there are no actions in this kingdom. And there are quite a few money enablers. You have the Buried Treasure, which is a great money enabler. There's also Frigate, sorry, but we had so many games with Frigate already. We saw it already. I'm not going to talk about it. We don't even use it in this game. Money enablers, merchant ship, Buried Treasure. Those are good cards for money. We have a lucky coin as well. So I'm starting to think, all right, I want to play some kind of money here. I don't really see how I would use a patient outpost. But maybe there's something there. There's a decent ally with Mountain Folk. You might try to get some favors with Guildmaster. I don't think there's time for that. On the opening, I decide to go for a Doctor opening. K goes for the Fool, which is fine if you're playing money, honestly. The Doctor opening isn't great here, but I didn't really see what else to open. I take the Silver, of course. I take the Doctor, try to thin out just a little bit. I don't want to thin out so much, just a bit. They go for a Duplicate and the Fool. I get 4, I go for a Duplicate as well. There are good 5s that I would like to get here. A couple Sanctuaries, for example, or critically, a couple Buried Treasures. I think the Duplicate is well worth it. I go for 1 here. 4 for K is going to be a couple of silvers, 1 off the lucky coin, and they buy 1. I name Estate here. I know the Estate is on top of the deck for sure, and I really would just want the Estates out of the deck. If I get some coppers out, that's great. If not, it's fine. We're playing money. The coppers don't hurt that much. Still not up to 5. I was hoping to get up to 5 by now. Not happening, so I get another Duplicate. This Fool comes out for my opponent. Those are great boons. Honestly, those are great boons. They get the draw, they get the filter, they get money. They get up to 6, and they put down the Duplicate. That was quite the trio of boons. They get the Duplicate, a couple Buried Treasures. Both of those go into play straight away. Already on the back foot here. And again, 1 more shuffle passes, and I'm not up to 5. Get the 4, put down a Duplicate, and I take a Fool of my own. That's another good boon for them if they'd like. But they do something very cute here. They go for a massive overpay on the Doctor, and it works out beautifully for them. I think that was overpay 8, and they trashed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 8 cards, preserving only the lucky coin. So my Doctor is just a joke. Really, my spirits went way down after I saw that, because I thought the game was completely gone at this point. You trash 7 cards in 1 turn, and you have a couple Buried Treasures, and you have Lost in the Woods. What do I have? I have some duplicates on the Tavern mat, which I use here. I think about getting the Buried Treasures. It's between that and the Sanctuaries, honestly. I choose the Sanctuaries in a desperate attempt to catch up on the trashing, honestly. That is the only reason for the Sanctuary there. And this is an interesting move from K here. I'm not sure if this is the way to go about this. They buy Salt the Earth, which is fine. The reason why I kinda disagree is On the one hand, you have the better deck. You could play along, just build up, take all the buried treasures, for example, and then take provinces at your leisure. On the other hand, you could say, all right, I have the better deck right now. I have a lot of silver. I have some buried treasure. I'll be able to hit province very often. Let me hit my opponent while they are still struggling to control their deck. So maybe that was the line of thought. They went for the salty earth there. Could have been a silver if they chose, but I see it, and then I'm alerted to the fact that the game is not going to last very long. These are some okay boons for me. I get to trash the doctor from the deck, which is not going to do much work from now on. I get a gold, which that is very helpful. Forest's gift is not that helpful. And we pass it back. We lose the Lost in the Woods straight away. These are good boons too. They get an extra card next turn. They get to set up the top of their deck. And the top of the deck is going to come paired with a couple of buried treasure. I want to cry. On 5 here, here's the thought process. I buy the Outpost, right? It's patient. Okay, yeah, Plunder, we have to buy new cards, whatever. But also, I need extra time if I want to try to catch up in this game. The Outpost is going to give me an extra turn. If it works, if it coordinates well with the buried treasure, I could have a big Outpost turn. So we take the Outpost. That is the only way to get extra time in this kingdom. We go for it. Let's see what K gets up to. Maybe they have plans to buy many salt the earths here with the buys from the buried treasure. This could be 3 salt the earth if they like, but they opt instead to get a bigger points lead. They take a province and they buy another buried treasure, which gets duplicated. That goes into play. I have none of these buried treasure. 0. And I have a fatter deck. Not looking good for your boy. Okay, we exile a copper. We get a couple buried treasure into play here. Finally, we start in on that. Great boon for K. They cycle around to a handful of silver. Gets them up to a province and another duchy. We are way behind here. We have to start on the provinces right now. So we go 9 points behind. They'll probably get to province again here, but no, they don't. They only get up to 4, plus the buried treasure. Salt the earth. Is that alright? Not a problem. Again, it's not a problem, it's a problem. There are only 3 provinces left, and this hand, I can only get 1 province, but I paused here because we are going to now showcase the patient outpost. This is how it works. I can play the duplicate. There is no terminal collision here, actually. I duplicate a couple buried treasures, or maybe more than that, actually. 3 buried treasures. Well, duplicate 2 to get 3 into play is what I'm trying to say. Then click the patient button. Patient says, okay, I will set aside your outpost and I'll play it next turn. Hooray. Great. So now we'll see what K gets up to. Another great boon. Miss 8 critically. That's very helpful. Very helpful. They get the last buried treasure and some number of estates. 2 of them. They duplicate the estates. Fine. Okay. So we get our big turn with the buried treasure. We get to play the fool. These are good boons. These are very good boons for me. I get to clean up the top of the deck. Top of the deck looks great. I take the money and then I think about discarding for an estate here, but I don't because when I count, I realize I have 16. Now that is 2 provinces. We will take 2 provinces. We have tied the game here, and I have the outpost turn, the patient outpost turn. Our gold is on top of the deck. We just need to salt the earth and win. We just need 1 more coin. 1 more coin, and we'll get there. I don't find any reason to discard for Lost in the Woods there, because I want to draw and find my money. Where's the money? Hello? Where? 1 copper? I couldn't find 1 copper. Here, you'll see the disadvantage of the buried treasure. It takes a turn to kick in. If this was any other treasure except buried treasure, we would have won this game. But we don't. There's nothing I can do here. My opponent has 2 buried treasure in play. They will easily salt the earth and win on the next turn. We came back. Well, almost had it thanks to the patient Outpost, but 1 coin short. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.